So do you think men that get depressed, is it a symbolic or an indication of too much estrogen? Well, before he answer,
Yeah, I'm about to say.
how you feel about it?
Wait, my fault. You trying to reset that again?
Yeah. So when like a man get depressed and it's like the depression is consuming them. Do you feel like that's an indication of too much estrogen or a lack of testosterone?
To a certain extent, I say yeah, because it's more of like a mental thing. Because I even went through the same shit where it was like,
I feel like we all done went through that shit. So
Yeah.
you gotta process it your own way, and then like how you think everybody else too. But
right, yeah. And I do think it has an effect where it's like, the more you let it take over, the more it's gonna win. So like, you gotta beat it and fight it in order, you know what I mean, to realize like how much it had an effect on you type shit. So yeah, I kind of feel that.
how you feel about that, Mikhail?
I'd say, I don't know if that matters, bro. For real. Like, T levels being low, that's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But, like, I don't think the increased estrogen would lead to something like depression, per se. You know what I mean? I feel like, if anything, it's so hard to call because from a bio standpoint, it's like a lot of shit is happening when you depressed. Right. You know what I mean? So, if anything, I'd have to look more into that shit to see, like, okay, what role does estrogen actually play in depression, if it plays a role at all, and testosterone as well. You know
I was
what
gonna say, because on the flip side, we may not know what estrogen do. Is my mic smooth? Bad.
I'm about to say, I just been.
He's
I
a
don't know what this
doctor right here.
motherfucker- You know what I mean?
No, I was gonna say though, because I'm not familiar. I don't know what estrogen might do, but I know.
Google
I
that
don't
shit.
know everything that leads or all the factors that lead to depression, but I imagine being depressed and having high testosterone levels, you gonna deal with that depression a little bit different than you would if you had low testosterone. You feel me? So I could see where Kev saying, go get in the gym, go work out, go lift some weights. You feel me? That's gonna make you fit. That's gonna get you back right. As opposed to you laying in the bed, you curled up, you eating ice cream. Like it may be indicative of low or high T levels.
But yeah,
Right.
and not even
Now-
just like lifting weights, just the act of doing something. Because
just
people don't
doing
understand.
something.
Just
Yeah.
when I was sitting,
Not being still.
being depressed, not doing nothing. That's I'm not saying that's estrogen, but that's just a lack of
It could be
doing
indicative
things.
of that.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just looked it up, right? Because we all got these phones, man. Right? And you're right to a degree, right? So, yes, high levels of estrogen in men can cause depression, right? But also it causes mood swings, anxiety, irritability, tiredness, sleeplessness, erectile dysfunction, and infertility. So we know that estrogen ain't supposed to be high in men. So to your point, yeah, it probably plays a significant role.
It's not, and that's just off of some hindsight is 2020. What was you about to say though? I feel like you
Kind of what Kev said, like it might not be causing it. Well, I guess it is, but I was gonna say like having the higher level of testosterone, that's gonna make you like not want to sit in it. It's gonna make you want to go take action and go
But
get
and
something done.
that's why I was also gonna say, in the ways that men deal with depression, the ones that's out here doing like some real violent shit, that might be an indication of, you feel me, like toxic testosterone levels. You feel me, like
Again, that could also be high levels of estrogen, though.
And it's the balance.
It could be.
Ooh.
Because the thing is this, anytime somebody's depressed, anxious, or whatever, going through something that significantly impacts their life, there's typically a chemical imbalance going on. So because a man is a man, it might look like the shit that he's doing is masculine, right? But in reality,
he acting like a bitch right now. He crashing out about some whole ass shit, because I do agree with that. When it's not no manly shit to crash out about your feelings or your feelings over a particular scenario that you can't control. You feel me? Like, I do think testosterone, it should make you more assertive, more firm in certain shit, and more secure, as opposed to being insecure, which is seems like it's a feminine trait. I want to be careful with the shit I say.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like it's something that's feminine. You feel me? Being insecure or questioning things, or you feel me? Just stuff like that. But man, we got Mikhail here. Can you introduce yourself, man? Tell people who you is and what you do.
Which camera I look
You
at?
on this one and
This one,
now.
this one right here.
Yeah.
Hey. what's going on with y'all
Hey.
niggas? How y'all doing today? It's your boy. My name is Mikhail Wilson, known as K-Centric, Mazel Enterprise. Real quick, something about my Instagram name. Mazel Enterprise of Photography, right? Mazel is my middle name, which is short for El Mazel, right? People see it, and they see M-I-Z-Z-E-L, Mizzle. Oh, Mizzle. What's up? This is Mizzle Enterprise.
Mizzle.
Mizell. Yo, that's what it's pronounced. Mazel. Mazel. Right?
That's
Or
nice.
Mizzell. Okay. So that's who I am. I do a lot of everything.
What about K-Centric?
K-Centric? And that's an old little name right there.
Okay, where'd that come from?
I made that back in 2015. K-Centric, it was some like back in the day shit, man.
But you felt like it described you as a person?
A little bit.
Okay.
Because centric, right, comes from the term like, centric is like self-centered, you know what I mean? Not self-centered, but central on whatever is at hand. So the K standing for Kale or Kemet at the time. And that's a whole nother.
Kemet.
Yeah,
He's
Kemet,
there.
right. At a whole nother thing. So Kemet-centric or Kale-centric.
I like
right?
that. I like that. I
That's
always
a whole wormhole of things.
Right.
But yeah.
Nah, so could you tell people like what you do?
Yeah. So for work during the day, I'm a chemical dependency counselor. That's fun, right? Also a counselor trainee. License is in progress for clinical mental health counseling. So I'm practicing, I'm diagnosing, I'm doing screenings, the whole 9 yards. I just can't do it without a supervisor yet. So
Okay.
we getting there.
So
right?
chemically dependent, is that drug addicted?
Yeah. So
Okay.
anytime you hear the term chemical dependency, just
Yeah.
think drug addiction. Right?
Okay.
Substance abuse.
What demographic are you seeing the most when it comes to who you having to help out?
Minorities. So African American, multicultural, quite honestly.
Okay.
African American, Hispanic, you name it. White folks as well, right?
Okay.
Everybody's out there, you know, especially with this whole opiate crisis, everything that's going on with that. That's hitting Ohio hard. Been hitting Ohio since like early 2000s type beat, you know what I mean? But with that, right, there's a nice balance, but at the same time, all of my clients are African American for the most part. I think I got like a few, but I think one of the reasons why they do that is because of relation,
Yeah.
rapport building, things of that nature. Now, I can't go into detail about the clients I see and all of that, just because of
Right,
confidentiality, of course. But one of the things in counseling, right, there's this idea that connection is the biggest, you know, predictor in a person's success and treatment.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it ain't the clinical approach. It ain't how good your case management skills is. It's a matter of if this person fuck with you or not. You know what I mean? And it doesn't boil down to color or race. You don't have to be black and see a black therapist.
You
You
just
don't
gotta
need that.
connect
But
with 'em.
you need to be able to connect with whoever you're talking to. You know what I mean?
Do you think that like connection, do you think that that's prevalent in all aspects of life? Like without connection, like being disconnected from whatever you're engaging with is an indication of success or failure? With like say I'm in school, but I don't have no established connection in there with whether it be a teacher, whether it be a certain subject. So I'm disconnected from school, so I'm not going to succeed. Do you feel like connection is like prevalent across the board like that?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Connection, man, connection is significant. And a lot of people like to undermine how significant connection
Right.
actually is. You know, everybody's got this idea, oh, I'll move alone, this, that, and the third, I'm dolo, and all of this bullshit, right? Great, motherfucker. But you wouldn't be able to do a lot of things without people.
Nothing.
You
Nothing.
can't do
Very-
nothing without other people. So like connection is a necessity at a
Facts.
certain point with things. And the higher you get up in education, right, the more you're gonna need these connections. Because say you go all the way, you get a PhD in whatever, and you're this super smart guy, and say you want to open up a practice, it's gonna take more than just the doctor to do that.
Right. And you don't know everything that it takes to
Exactly.
do that.
You just passionate about your work,
Right.
right? We ain't even talk about the business side of your work or the marketing side. We ain't talk about a lot of things regarding that. So like your passion can be somebody else's business and vice versa. So it's like, yeah, you need people. You
When
need
somebody come to, when they like seek help, is it usually them themselves seeking help, or is somebody usually like bringing them in to you?
So it goes two ways primarily, right? You got the self-referral folks who come in on their own. Hey, I got a problem, this, that, and the third, mentally or with chemical dependency, whatever it may be. And my bad, he just threw me off. And then you got folks who are court mandated. And that's always fun. Now, that can go one of two ways. They're court mandated. They really don't want to be there, and which is okay, right? You get in trouble for something, they tell you got to do this program, whatever, and you just hammer it out and you do it. Or, right, you get in there and you're like, I don't really want to do this shit, whatever, boom, 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 we just go through the motions. You know what? I'm not showing up, right? So they're going against medical or staff advice, whatever. And honestly, you can't really hold people, right? It's cool. Like, either way, however they come in or however they go, I'm always going to be there, or somebody in that role is going to be there.
Does
for that
it
person.
frustrate you, like when they be on that, like they don't want the help, or
No, not at all.
they don't?
You got to think, bro. I'm getting paid regardless.
Right.
Unfortunately, I hate to look at it like that.
I was gonna say, are you ever in a situation though, like to his point, where you see something in somebody that they don't see for themselves, and you kind of want that for them more than they want it for themselves?
Absolutely. 100%, bro.
Why do you think that is though? Because that's like a visor that we got on. Like it go back to the connection where you were saying like you're not gonna get nowhere without other connections. It's like people, we got like a nature. It's in our nature to want to do stuff on our own or
Right.
get all the credit for something.
Yeah.
And then you feel me, you can see where if somebody would just be open to a little bit more connection, where they could be.
Oh yeah, you could be somewhere way better than where you at. Let's think of it like this, right? We was all kids once. How hard headed was you when you was a kid?
Very.
I was hard.
I was gonna do exactly what you told me not to do,
Exactly.
just
right?
to see why I shouldn't be doing it.
Exactly. Now your parents see a lot in you, a lot of the time.
That's a fact.
You ever run into them people who like, you know, this nigga is like a bad person, low key. Like the things that he do. Like in society, like he's a troublemaker.
Yeah.
But his mom, like, oh, that's my baby. I know he wait.
Can't do no wrong.
Right. Can't
He
do
don't
no
bite.
wrong.
Oh, God.
He don't bite.
I ain't never seen him do nothing like that. He done got,
come up, chew your whole kneecap off
Right.
your leg.
He done got 6 DVs and all kind of stuff,
Yeah,
right?
it'd be crazy.
But anyway, long story short, right? As kids, we do a lot of things that we're not supposed to do, or we mess up. And our parents see a lot in us, and they try to explain these things through us. I used to get lectured a lot when I was a kid. I don't know like y'all, but that lecturing, right? It's irritating, but at the same time, it's worth their effort, because now that we're adults, right? I can look back and see why my mom was angry at me for not cleaning my room up. Because when you get older and your room is dirty, a lot of the time that indicates something
It
else.
indicates a lot of other shit be
Yeah.
dirty and messy in your life. That's
Your
a fact.
mind probably dirty and messy and disorganized, right? So like,
That's a fact.
it's a lot deeper, and those efforts don't go unnoticed. So if a person comes to my office and they're not ready to help themselves, because it's never about me forcing it, right? If you're not in a position to work towards something that's better for you, right? No matter how you look at it, that's fine. We can figure it out as we go along, because guess what? You're going to keep learning in life. You're going to either keep coming back to this office or some similar office if you keep making the same mistakes. And eventually, hopefully, you get it at some point. You feel what I'm saying? Hopefully. Because some people, not everybody's got the luxury to do that.
People just gotta learn the hard way. That's how I be looking at it sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you see better results for the people who check themselves in?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes and no, right? Because it's all there's this thing, I don't want to mispronounce it. Trans something model of change. There's this model of change in addiction that we kind of acknowledge and look into, and I can look it up to just be sure. But everybody's at a different point in their process as far as change goes, and acknowledging that they have an issue. Now, the first stage is pre-contemplation, right? Pre-contemplation means like more than likely you don't believe you have a problem. You're in this situation, and yeah, it's just all this stuff. Go ahead.
I was gonna say like that pre-contemplation, like, so that's the first stage.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you might have to be in a worse predicament as far as like what your addiction is. So your addiction might be like at a point where you see like, damn, this might cost me my life here soon, and that might be what made you check in on your own.
Yeah.
As opposed to somebody who ain't got to that, but this ain't looking like it's costing me my life yet.
Yeah.
About to go out here and get drunk.
Keep doing it, yeah.
Why fix something you think is not broken?
Exactly.
Until it break, man. I was like,
Until it break, and now you.
I gotta
Or
go.
you realize, like, you ever drove your car and there's something been seriously wrong with it?
You been
like,
hearing this
"Nah,
sound for
I
the
ain't
longest.
cool."
Hey,
Hey,
worry about
I get up the street.
Turn the radio up, nigga.
Okay. Hey, you just reset the car. Like,
But
fuck
well,
it,
I'll
I
get
just
rid of that.
turn them lights off. You ever get a flat tire and you just hold that button and see if the light go off? Like,
That's crazy. You right, Dave.
fuck, hey, I don't want to look at that right now. I know it's there.
Hey, nah, I'll be having flat tires in the Jeep. It'd be a lot of like that.
Nah,
for
it's,
sure.
it's crazy because like that's real. Like even with us, we do the same thing. We know something wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But we gonna wait till it get real bad before.
Until
Wait
it's
till it
affecting
get-
my
yeah.
daily routine.
But and that's something I peeped with business. If you got a business that solve a problem that people like on a daily, they know they got that problem, you gonna eat. And it this what made me peep that, cause I be having acne real bad. So like, and I look in the mirror every day. So like that's something I see every day. So like if somebody was to come and like, all right, so I went to a what's that shit called, pop-up shop. I'm talking to the people with the acne shit, like just cause that's an immediate pain point for me.
That's
so like
crazy.
if you that's why in business, bro, like if you tap into people's pain points and market to them, you gonna eat or
Yeah, you
market
gotta
to
know
that.
your
And that's what
market.
niggas do.
That's
Know your
genius.
target audience, right?
Yeah.
That's
No,
genius
talk.
what you did.
Bro, with the strawberry mint conditioner bar, y'all know what I'm talking about?
What you
But
talking
that's
about?
crazy because look though, I could have marketed something to Dooski before the pod. Your scalp be itching. Get in here.
The strawberry mint
Bro,
conditioner.
what? You know I got the strawberry mint. You gonna go for it, just like, you feel me, or whatever you might end up selling. You might not sell him no conditioner. I might be telling you about some. Hey, come fuck with the network right quick. You might meet somebody that got some
Hey,
conditioner.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? For real, you feel me? Like be on snap with that.
No, real talk. So
Really?
like what you said though, right? People acknowledging this problem when it gets too bad, right? Now everybody's got this misconception. Oh, you got to be at rock bottom to turn it around. No, you don't. You do not have to hit rock bottom. You do not need your engine to blow up for you to get in the car.
Right.
It's just not true, right? So like obviously, again, it's just a scale, and that term was the I just looked at it. The trans-theoretical model of change. That's what it's called.
Trans-theoretical.
Yep, and that contains pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, maintenance, and there's a sixth one that they don't like to put in there, but that's relapse, and we can talk about that.
So I was gonna ask that too. What do you think? Because you not seen people relapse, I'm sure. So what do you think is like the biggest or main factor that be leading people to substance abuse?
Oh, pain, stress. Absolutely, 100%. Pain and stress leads people to addiction. We can look at it any way you want to. Marijuana. Let's look at weed real quick. Right? Weed is a very low-level substance right now. The DEA schedule for it changed finally, which is helpful. It was a Schedule 2, I believe. I don't know where they moved it up to.
Wait, what does that mean though? Low level substance.
The DEA schedule. So DEA got this schedule for drugs, right? It's like 1 through 4. 1 being no medical use at all, and it's illegal. To high uses for medication, and it's illegal to get, right? So like something like let's say methamphetamines, right? And we can pull it up. We can pull up the DEA schedule. Like, there's a lot of drugs that were scheduled lower than something like marijuana. So marijuana was at a 2, meaning like it had some medical use, but not really, and it was illegal. So them moving that up just kind of, speaks for marijuana. Like, hey, it's not actually as bad as people want to make it.
But
out to be.
see, Kev, you just smelled that perfume the other day on that bag.
Oh
Bro,
yeah.
some of these new like, it is new weed. It's new weed out here. The government is issuing their own weed, and it's coming out like bags of chips. What's your favorite bag of
Right.
And
What's your
you know
favorite
what's funny?
flavor?
The marketing,
Jolly
they're
Rancher.
making it look like candy.
Yes.
Snacks
Oh, God.
and shit like that.
I got a double dosage, a double dip.
Gushers.
I
be
be
thinking-
what's it called? Do that too, though. Like tobacco companies did.
Yeah, no,
Juul and the
hookah,
vapes.
yeah,
all of that.
they
Everybody
got
does that
in a
for sure.
headlock.
And you know what's actually scary about that because you know how we was talking about chemical addiction. Weed technically ain't a chemical, but then when you do shit like that,
When you
now
do shit like
you
that,
making it a chemical now.
they
like,
making new chemicals.
Well. God damn it! Hold on now. Right?
That's
Which
crazy.
drugs
Got
come
that
from
bad.
plants?
I mean, every drug, honestly.
Exactly. Every drug comes from some type of plant or herb or whatever it is.
Right.
So we know herbalists, right? Those folks were around before doctors. We knew that.
Right.
Right? So the fact that drugs come from these plants, right? And they're derived from that, they're just extracted and purified and changed and whatever, right? That says a lot. So something like fentanyl is highly edited, highly
For it to
concentrated.
be
From the
what
opium.
it is.
The literal plant opium.
Yeah.
And you can turn that to all the opiates. Like, not meth, but like fucking oxy.
Yeah,
All that shit.
hydrocodone, oxycodone,
Right.
all of that stuff.
Have you ever had to deal with somebody that
Remember
had
we
like,
Remember we was on the bus and we made a rap
That's
about the oxycontin thing.
you went crazy and he was going crazy. It was like some Molly Percocet. Like, it was just fun to say it.
Oxycontin. Bro, what?
It was just fun to say it. Bro,
But no, you was making a point before I had like kind of interrupted.
No, you're good.
What was you saying, though? You remember?
about the chemically
You was using weed as an example.
Right. So marijuana, you were talking about relapse. You asked me a question about what did you ask me a question about?
what are the leading factors you feel like
Oh,
to
and I
making
said
people
pain and
relapse?
stress.
Yeah.
Right. So being pain and stress. So we look at marijuana, right? Let's look at marijuana. Let's look at alcohol. Those two things, right? Highly available, right? I don't know about y'all, but growing up, I didn't know marijuana was illegal until later on. Just
I don't
because
think I
of
knew,
how
yeah.
prevalent it was. I'm like, this is illegal.
It's around.
It's
yeah,
around.
it's on the
Right.
floor.
Alcohol is the same way. Alcohol is legal, right? Obviously, kids can't buy it, but it's so readily available now.
Right.
And marijuana is becoming also readily available. So we look at some of the reasons behind why people use the drugs that they use. Let's say, going back to marijuana, if you had a messed up day or something like that, you stressed out, boom, 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 you try marijuana because you hear it relieve stress, and it relieves your stress. Great. You realize that the release that drugs give you is somewhat temporary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
To-
band-aid for stress.
Yeah, right. So it manages for the moment, and then afterwards, when you're no longer under that influence, back to reality. Okay, I can try to deal with this problem in a state of consciousness, of pure consciousness, or I can rely on this substance.
And now you're taking the easy route.
Right.
Exactly.
You start taking
Now you feel
light
like
on
you
it.
need the substance to handle the problem or
Right.
like to deal with
Now
the
you got
problem.
withdrawals, so now you need it no matter what.
Yeah.
Ooh, see,
Exactly.
you just keep hitting a new level.
A new level.
That's crazy. Do you be having people that got like addictions to stuff that's not even like drugs, like
Oh yeah,
some sugar or some shit.
absolutely.
Damn, really?
Anything can become an addiction, and
That's
that's what people
crazy.
forget. People got this idea that addiction is just cocaine, just meth, amphetamines, right, and just benzos or whatever, right? No, you can be addicted to your phone. You can be
Yeah.
addicted
Oh,
to.
I'm-
Folks is addicted to social media and pornography,
for real.
probably far
That's
more
what I was thinking.
than something like a drug. People just don't talk about that.
So
And that's when we get into the Z codes of the DSM-5 and all of that. Look,
so that mean you can have like a positive addiction. Like what? Like, is there levels to addiction or like? Okay, I guess what I'm trying to say is, could you be addicted and not even be? I mean, of course you can be addicted
It
and not
be
be aware.
benefiting
Like
it be-
entrepreneurs,
yeah,
bro.
you
They
be,
addicted to making money.
get to the
things,
bag. Like, is there
But
positive
maybe,
addictions?
cause I see what you saying, but maybe just even the word addiction
Right.
yeah.
implies something like
Negative.
unhealthy.
Right.
I was about to say
Unhealthy.
that.
I was about to
just
say like
that.
we
Yeah,
wake up every
yeah.
day. Is we addicted to life? You
No,
know,
Cause that
right?
you start describing shit different. Like when it's bad, you call it addiction. When it's good, you say you committed.
It's
Right,
a love.
you know what I'm
It's a
saying?
passion.
Right.
Right? People can say, "Oh, I'm passionate about this."
About these
Somebody
perkies.
can say they passionate about cocaine.
right,
Right?
Yeah.
That's crazy
If
though.
you think about it, if you say you're a counselor in your
It's my
office,
passion.
what do you
I
say
know
to
every
that?
detail
What
about
you
this.
talking
motherfucker.
about?
Right? What do you say to that? But like again, it's not always about knowing what to say. It's about knowing why they said it. You know what I mean? Love and addiction is not too far off.
Right.
That's
Okay?
crazy.
Is not too far off. And love and dependence and addiction is not too far off.
right.
People who are addicted are dependent on this thing, whatever it is.
Okay.
And addicted to the point where like this is compulsive. I can't get enough. I need this. I need this. You feel what I'm saying? Whereas love or passion is something I indulge in this. It helps me. You know,
But you're not
I don't know
attached.
what life would be like without it. But if something terrible was to happen, oh, I'm sad. But you don't need it. You're not. It's not in your mind to the point where you're like, I need this to survive and cope and function.
Beyond why you feel like people get it? Because people do be dependent on their success to keep going. Like why you feel like people get like that? Like were they addicted to it? Like they not gonna be
It do.
cool without it.
I feel like okay, so I feel like it's two sides. On one hand, you might be doing it just because it fulfill you, like you have fun. That's your lifestyle. That's how you live your life. But the other hand, it's more like a validation thing. Like I need this and be doing this to make myself feel some type of way.
It's like makeup.
yeah, like or to make me feel good about myself instead of just being good into
Yeah.
yourself.
Because you know what I feel like? It's like it's the excess of it. So I feel like back in the day, all these drugs, cocaine and all this shit, Desoxyn, that used to be medical shit. You feel me? Like I feel like microdosing is something we supposed to do. Is when you start taking these high ass doses
Yeah.
and it starts altering your mind. That's what you're addicted to. So now we associate the drugs with the bad, when in reality it's really like we was never meant to really do all. You know what I mean? That's why we so addicted.
Yeah.
Like
You on point with it. Real talk. That's what it is.
Bro, do you ever be on like? Cause I feel like I'm judgment. I know I'm judgmental.
We all are.
Okay.
that's
I'm definitely. I
natural.
get
That's-
there. I'm
yeah.
judging, and I'll be hating a little bit. But I'll be on social media, and I would just see somebody's story, and give them my own like you're addicted to social media. Like, do you ever see shit like that? Like the signs is there. You haven't been diagnosed with it, but you're clearly addicted to this shit.
Yeah.
What do you see that make you think that?
Addiction.
Like one thing in particular that be making me think that is when a girl comment on something that's clearly like, you know how we can tell when something is a psyop.
Okay, I see where you're going.
Like
yeah.
this is a skit, but they
Yeah.
think it's real. Like that kind of be bugging me, and it make me
Yeah.
think like, oh, you addicted to this shit. You can't even see past it.
bro, nah, I feel
So,
you
like-
want to get the dub that bad.
Yeah,
Like,
bro, you want to get a dub,
when people get in comment sections and they beefing for no reason.
bro.
When people get on social media and they making comments and they so worried about how this other person is living,
Right.
no matter if it's on that person or whatever, right? That can point to
It's an
something. It points
indication.
to a personal problem.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? Because, like, let's say you walking down the street, you go to Subway, man, and you like, shit, man, can I get a let me get a turkey sub. He's like, why you want turkey? I'm so tired of turkey, bro. On my mama.
Right. Last nigga that asked for turkey, nigga breakfast was 30.
But no, that's what people really do.
That's a personal problem.
Right.
Yes.
You like, what the, I
You
just want
identified
the
it.
sandwich.
Facts. That's your reality, not his reality.
Right.
But I was gonna say like that's a lot of people operate like that. Like, okay, I might choose to live my life and see it this way, but it has nothing to do with you. So when I express that, it like that tell me you got, or if I express that and you get mad about it, that tell me you got some type of like unhealthy attachment to that thing or unhealthy relationship to
Like
that
an
thing.
insecurity
Yeah,
with
like
it.
even like we was just before the pod we was talking about like what we find attractive and like the women we find attractive. Like if I show you what I like and you don't like it and I feel some type of way, why do I feel some type of way about that?
You
You know what
not
I mean?
secure in that bag.
Yeah, like-
That's a bag that you ain't secure in. You feel me? But then you go to some shit, cause this what I see from women. No, I don't like to hate on. He starts hating on it. What you talking about?
Look, hot.
No, but I don't be wanting to hate on women, but I see some shit that they be like, I want a nigga that got 13 followers and 0 posts, and he get no likes on his pictures. Like, why you want your nigga to be a scrub?
But not even that though. Like that's what she want. Then that's what she want. That ain't me. And you feel me? Like
And then it be the reason that they want that. It be some shit that they associate, like a bag they not secure in. You had a nigga that had hella likes, hella posts, hella followers, and he made you feel insecure, or now you think all niggas like that is cheaters.
Right.
The thing is, look, bro. In my opinion, hold on. I moved my mic a little bit.
you good.
There we go. In my opinion, right, the origin of most problems come from personal problems. Right? The origin of most conflicts come from some personal shit that this other person ain't got resolved yet. So they reacted in a way that probably wasn't the healthiest, which caused that other person to react. And then we've got these chain reactions going on, you feel what I'm saying, which leads to these bigger things. So like when a person be mad at a person because of their lifestyle, right? And they realize, oh, you know what? I want a guy or a girl who does this and does that, and they get that, and it ain't what they thought it was gonna be. They like,
Crazy.
all right, I don't want that no more. I want this, and I'm gonna judge everybody who look like that and
Bro.
move like yeah. So that happens.
And it's so crazy. It's so crazy because it come from, like Keon was saying, some personal shit. You feel me? A bag you not secure in. So if I see a girl and she got some qualities that I associate with, or the last bitch I seen like that, she was ratchet. She was a thought. She cheated on a nigga. She dubbed a nigga. You feel me? Like that's gonna make me look at every last woman I see like that same way. And now you show me a girl. That's crazy. Like we got this many different ideas of what bad is.
You know what that really tell me? Like you not really, you don't really believe, or you not really solidify in what you believe. Like you have a shaky belief, because if you felt some other type of way, I shouldn't really care, because I still believe it either way it go. But if I feel some type of way, that just kind of show you that your belief ain't really what you think it is.
You wasn't standing in that.
Yeah, you ain't
wasn't
keep it
securing
P.
that bag.
Yeah, when I be feeling like sometimes I be bumping music on the shuffle. My shit come on, I'll be, hold, turn this down. The
Bro.
young boy turn on, I turn it back up there and show me like, damn, I'm not secure in myself, bro.
Crazy. I'm not secure in my own bag, nigga.
I ain't gonna lie though, I'm mad secure in that.
In your
boy.
bag, I know you are, because you be
Yeah.
having music on your Instagram with the picture that is. I'm like, hold on, that's in the bag that I ain't showing nobody.
Right, like this nigga over here frowning.
That's in the bag, goddamn. That's in that one bag. He be in there. He stay in there. You feel me? When I pop out in public, I'm in this bag right here. You feel me? You'll never know about this bag unless you were part of my life or something. You feel me?
There's a reason for that though, right? Because again, people are judgmental and we're self-conscious about things.
That's crazy.
And we don't, and everybody's got their ideas. It's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. It's also Father's Day, right? So shout out to the fathers and the men out here, right? With that being said, we got a problem, right? There's a way we're supposed to look. There's a way we're supposed to walk, especially as African American men and men of color. There's a dynamic that's maintained, and it's expected from both women and men.
Facts.
So anytime we fall beneath that or we do something that is not of the standard, right? And it's not within that standard deviation of where we need to be, we're gonna hide that.
Facts.
We not gonna show that because that can show a lot of things in a certain space. It can show weakness, it can show timidness, it can show a lack of preparation. Depending on where you are, it don't matter. So like, and that's universal across the board. I don't care what environment you're in. There's things in that environment that you're not gonna expose because one, it's not suitable or appropriate, and two, you might feel self-conscious.
And you got
about
your
that.
own, like how he was saying, you not believing in that, so you start looking like. I remember just being black, bro. This is some shit I dealt with just being black, and we all might have dealt with this shit. But you go around some white people, you might try to tone down the accent a little bit, pick up your pants a little bit. You feel me? Go wipe some the stain off your sneakers before you get out there. You feel me? Like just be a little bit more presentable because you think that this shit not acceptable around these. Like, but that's you not having faith in who you is and who you are. You feel me? And you also thinking that they better than you.
Yeah.
So he don't got no stains on his shoes, so that nigga better than me. I can't go out there with stains on my shoe. You feel me? Like, but that's all a personal problem, like how you said. And that be how, like, that's racism right there. That's how it started, at least. You feel me? You went out there with a preconceived notion type shit.
Right. And people just racist and
That's a fact.
weird, right? You ever seen somebody you just and I don't want to equate this to racism at all, right? But you ever see somebody you ain't even met him yet? You just see how he moves. I don't like this.
Already, I do that.
Every
My
day.
nigga,
Bro,
right?
I do that.
I don't know the science behind racism. Now that's just an racism and discrimination. That's an unprecedented hatred that comes from some place of inferiority, in my opinion. Like you've got some serious.
You
things
not.
to
They never
unpack.
been secure in their
Right,
bag.
yep.
You
Yeah.
got some serious things to unpack. I don't
Facts.
know what that's about.
I
Some
think
niggas ain't never even seen a nigga before. Like, how you hating?
Right? Like you hating that hard. Sound like you must really not like something about you.
Yeah.
In my opinion, there's something that you don't like.
What do you think is because if the insecurity and the people wanting to hide stuff about themselves or not reveal that or not present it, if that come from them thinking that they might be looked at as weak or they feel weak about it or they associate what somebody else is doing as better than what they doing, how do you think people get over that? You feel me? What do you think is like the remedy to that insecurity?
It's courage, right? It's confident. You gotta like build these things up. So like assertiveness training. That's probably like one of my favorite things in counseling, assertiveness training. Now, I have not gone through like some rigorous training to provide assertiveness training. However, in counseling, and fact check me if I say the wrong term, but there's something called eclectic counseling, and it's like using multiple approaches rather than just adhering to one, methodology or whatever. And in assertiveness training, right, you teach people like, hey, these things are okay. It's all right to feel some of the things that you feel. You take up space, right, and your opinion and all of that matters.
Have you ever had to? We talked about it on the last pod, but it was so crazy because you was talking about how men operate, and we try to patch shit up. I don't want you to see that, but what that lead to is we won't ask each other for help. So you will see a nigga that do something that you wish you could do,
Yeah.
and he does it well, but out of you feeling inferior to that man, you don't ask him for help. You go try to look like you know what you're doing on top of that. Like it's.
Right.
I don't know what that is, but it's like we gotta get over that shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like we not evolving when we doing shit like that.
And a lot of people, I feel like, has been at that point, right?
Yes.
Of pride, like, hey, I'm fucked up, but I don't want to say nothing to show that I'm fucked up because I'm not comfortable with that, and I'm not supposed to be. There's this idea that we're not supposed to fail and all of this bullshit. But the reality is, to become a master, at some point you've got to submit to a master, and that takes growth to realize.
Whoa, I love the word that you just used, submit.
Yeah.
That's a fact right there.
Because it takes you realizing, like, you know what? I don't know everything.
Yeah.
I'm not knowledgeable enough. I don't have what it takes. This person does.
And when they say something, I gotta shut up and listen.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Bro, I want to say something about the word submit and about you gotta follow the master. So when you say you gotta follow the master, I be saying like great leaders are great followers.
Facts.
Like it's the same thing. Like even like when you say submit, you always submitting to somebody. Like even if it's your own vision and like what you want for your life, you're submitting to that. If you really committed, you're gonna submit to that. So through that submission, you're gonna submit to the people who can really help you get to there.
Right.
Yeah, so
Cause it's bigger than your interaction with them. It's
Right.
We just was talking about it before the shit started. Every 6 months is different.
Yeah.
So I'm facing this right now, and you up here right now. 12 months from now, we might be here. You feel me? So I'm gonna get through this. Whatever
Shout
I.
out-
Exactly.
Yeah, shout out to adjustment right there, boy. I've been in this DSM-5 heavy because this whole diagnosis process of diagnosing folks. The adjustment disorder is one of the most underrated diagnoses.
explain that. Explain that.
So, adjustment disorders, right? In most cases, in times of extreme crisis, or let's say, for example, something significant happens to you. Say you graduate from college or high school, and now your whole life has changed. Essentially, your routine that you've been doing for years have changed, and you experience these things to the point where, and anytime you get a disorder, just keep this in mind. A disorder is not, oh, I feel like this. No, it's not about how you feel. It's about how much it affects and impacts your daily life, if it's clinically significant enough. So if, for example, you lose your job or you move to a different city or something changes in your life, right? You could be going through a really tough adjustment period, and the behaviors and reactions that you have are abnormal. And you probably like, I don't know what's going on.
You thinking you out of order.
Yeah.
But that's just temporary.
Adjusting. You
It
just
ain't really
adjusting.
no disorder for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's in there, but the reason why it's there is because more than likely, a lot of the times that's what's happening. A lot of people think they've got these super significant problems,
Yeah.
right? And to a degree, right, our problems can be complex, but a lot of the times our solutions are far simpler than
That's
what the
so
problem
crazy.
actually is.
We talked about that on the pod so many times.
Bro, the way I see it, like anything in life that happened in life, it's supposed to happen. Like a lot of times we think we crazy for certain things, but it really be normal things.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't think, especially if you somebody who believe in God or the creator or whatever, like I don't think anything in this world would, like you wouldn't just be experiencing some crazy ass shit for no reason, or like it's not part of the design. Like even when you say failing, like that's how you get good at shit. You fail. Like so the lows and the highs, they both important.
You learn
They
That's
That's how I see it.
coincide.
Yeah.
Bro, and that's to go back to what he said your problems could be complex, but the solutions could be a lot simpler than what
Yeah.
you.
Oh yeah.
And so it'll be, just to give an example that I know for a fact we done said on this podcast probably years ago, but like a nigga lose his car.
Oh, that hurt.
Hurt. You think that's everything. Oh, I can't go nowhere. Nah, you can ride a bike. You just don't want that to be the solution, but that's a
Right.
simple solution.
Right.
And now you saving a little bit of money on it. I ain't, you feel me?
Oh, God.
I ain't got to pay
And-
for gas.
And you
no
proving
more.
to yourself that that's not gonna stop me from doing what I need to do.
Yeah.
Bro, and that
But
go
again,
back.
again, that
to submission.
adjustment disorder comes in when you have that exaggerated response to normal life stressors,
Damn.
right? That exaggerated irrational response.
See, I like
because-
that. My fault to cut you. I like
No,
that
you're good.
phrase, normal life stressors. Like I like that phrase. Like it show you that it's
Some shit is just
yeah,
normal.
just what it is.
What dude saying paid in full? Niggas die every day, B.
You know, that's fire. That's fire.
People lose their cars. People,
Every day.
bruh. It happens, right? And it's unfortunate that it happens, right? But these things take place. So like a breakup, losing your job, getting a new job you know nothing about, moving. These things seem like, oh, okay, well you moved.
See, but I
You
feel
know what I
like
mean?
because we knew the life. We come in this not knowing nothing, but
Yeah.
nobody ever just kind of even gives that kind of explanation that shit just be like that. So we just assume that shit supposed to be good all the time, or you know what I'm saying? But nah.
But it also come down to that adjustment disorder and not wanting to submit to whatever is the bigger picture in life. You feel me? Not to put your business out there. You got a nice ass car. A lot of niggas would have been hurt Cause that didn't have nothing to do with you. With what happened that day, that wasn't your fault. You feel me?
Yeah.
But you had to take the L type. You feel me,
And I was pissed in the moment.
bro?
Yeah.
But a lot of niggas would look at, damn, bro ain't crashed his car. Nah, I want him to crash. You feel me? Like, nah, nigga, you feel me?
You
Like,
trying to crash out.
you trying to crash or do something to the next person because it's that
Yeah.
misery loves company thing as opposed to.
Well, why
It just
am I
wasn't
so
my day.
Yeah, no,
why am I
exactly.
so effed up? Why am I in
Right.
this position
That's
and
what-
nobody else
right.
is?
It was a normal life stressor. That's all it
Man,
was.
You know,
Yeah.
that reminded me of Les Brown, boy. I think that was Les Brown. Why am I hurt the way that I'm hurt, right? And it's like, well, who do you suggest to be hurt?
Who
Right.
He hurt just like, bro. That's that same
who do you
shit.
suggest?
That's so crazy. I got into it with somebody, and I wish I didn't, because I was trying to explain to this. It was the solution was so simple, and they was trying to make the problem so big. And I was telling them it was a parking lot or parking spot. I'm waiting for these people to get done in the unit I was going in, so I'm waiting in this parking spot. Dog get home from work, he tweaking about the parking spot. It's parking spots over there to my left, to my right. I'm trying to tell him.
How you doing?
I'm trying to tell him.
You
whoa.
can park anywhere, man.
This one. That my name is on that one. My name.
Wait.
Right, I guess his house address was like.
Hey, not your
Oh,
name.
word,
nigga.
yo. Bro, but it was house addresses on all the parking spots.
Yeah.
I said, brother, I gotta park somewhere. So I'm gonna be on somebody's spot.
Exactly.
It's just,
So happened to be yours, big brother. Like,
brother, who do you suggest? Who do you suggest out there? I gotta take somebody's spot. It's just it happened to be you. You go take somebody's spot, brother.
Take that spot.
All the spots gotta get filled at some point, brother.
Yeah.
You just mad at me about it. You mad at something that's just life. Like that's a normal life stressor right there. But you had to take it out on me type shit.
We get entitled, bro.
I seen
Facts.
is this quote from a book. He said, if you got big problems, that means you're just being a little person. You know what I'm saying? So like, you can have a problem, but you can see it from above here. Like, you can position yourself higher than the problem. Like, I know I can get through this. I just got to get through it. But if it's
Yeah.
like you're like, damn, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know. You're making it bigger than you. Like,
Bro,
you pedestalizing.
I've
the
been reading this
situation.
book, the subtle art of not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
You choose what you give a fuck about.
Yeah, facts.
Like you literally, you get to choose. So
You know, there are some multicultural limitations that we do have to adhere to and acknowledge, right?
yeah,
Be real, right? Now, a white dude
Could you
with
go?
some
Okay, yeah.
white privilege in a little white
Yeah.
community, grew up, I never had a financial issue in his life. Mom hit my car this morning, and that was my favorite car. My dad gave me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's got all these issues. It's easy to say, son, this problem is small. Right? You can
Right.
you can you can look at him and be like, this is a small problem, dog. Change your mind if you can't change the situation. Right? But you take a 16-year-old black kid with no power of attorney over himself. He doesn't feed himself or house himself. He's probably passed around in his community between his mom and who else. Let's say the dad's not in the picture. For this example, we're going to put dad in the picture because it's Father's Day. Mom's not in the picture
Shout out
today.
to you.
Right. Obviously. But let's say we got this kid, right? He doesn't have control over his environment. He's got this gang over there, this hood over there, these people over here. He's got an alliance with one of them to stay safe in his community. He's got all of these stressors in the house, outside the house. He goes to school. He has stressors. Why are your grades bad? Go to the counselor. Counselor like, what's the problem? He says his problem, this kid just can't change his mind like that.
It's not as easy
It's
as
not.
little bro with the car
No.
that was given to you from your parents, and they got the money to solve your problem.
Because we can teach this kid a lot of things, and he gonna go
Go
and
right
learn
back outside,
something.
learn something different.
Yeah,
Facts.
and the thing is like, right, the same applies to a degree, but it's way different because there's a lot of implications and factors that are there that drives a person to insanity. Those are unnatural conditions that we live in.
Those are
sometimes.
unnatural. Those aren't normal life stressors.
Yeah.
And it gets. Go ahead, and say what you.
No,
about to
I was
say.
gonna. You might want to say what you would say.
I was about to go off on something else. Go
I was
ahead.
gonna ask you like, is there a point of no return? You know what I'm saying, from like having a mental condition or chemical imbalance. Like, can you always come back to where you're supposed
or
to be,
be
or
too
close?
deep into your problem.
Yeah, or is it a part to where your psyche just gone and now you You know what I'm
So
saying?
there's a lot of stigmas around like that. So you psychotic or crazy and all of that stuff. He crashed out, right? Right. There's a lot of stigmas behind it, but the reality is, in some situations, right, there are some psychotic symptoms that people experience that require medically assisted treatment, and they've got to use these different medications to manage anxiety, their bipolar disorder, whatever it might be. You feel what I'm saying? So like, there is a point where people sometimes are naturally imbalanced. Just because growing up and as far as development goes, we never grew past that point of emotional immaturity, or we never obtained that emotional regulation. Our hormones never really got into a place of normalcy.
balance,
You know what I mean? So like, and some people do struggle with that, and yeah. So
That's so crazy. Your question went hand in hand with my question, because it's like, I think a lot of that you was describing, like how unnatural what a lot of young black kids got to go through.
oh yeah.
A lot of times I feel like the parents, they be dealing with that adjustment disorder where they so caught up in what they learned throughout their life, they putting that on the child. And so like for us, it was I'm trying to think of some toxic shit that was toxic. If somebody put their hands on you, you put your hands back on them. That was toxic. Now I adhere to it. You feel me? I'm a do it because I felt like it was right, but somebody taught me it was right based off of what they knew, and they might not be willing to adjust to. Hey, you put your hands on me, and I'm gonna give you a warning. Do not do that again before I put my hands on you. You feel me? Which should have been the alternative to, or just put your hands on them right back. You feel me? Like, hold on, they might be going through something. You feel me?
Right.
It might be a
problem thing again. Yeah.
facts. You feel me?
But also though, you gotta remember like that fighting stuff and you touch him, I'ma touch you, right? It's suitable for that environment to a degree, right?
I feel that.
Now, obviously, gotta be careful. Folks got guns. Folks got all these other things, right? You hit the wrong person, they trying to shoot you
Facts.
or whatever, right? So you do gotta gauge it, but at the same time, these kids, they take those responses that are rational in that situation, or they ain't even kids, it's everybody, and they take it into a different space, like a space like this, or a business space, or whatever it may be, something that's more professional, and they respond like that. So like in school, you can't beat the teacher up
You can't beat the teacher
because you feel disrespected. You can't slap your boss because you feel disrespected. Gang banging ain't a profession, dog.
So they don't got no rules out there.
Yeah.
And that's what's fucked up, because it be the parents sometimes that be, you never adjusted to your lifestyle. So you gonna keep teaching the youth that same issue that you've been facing. And it's a crossroad that the parent may have never, or a threshold that they never got over.
Yeah.
That now the kid might not never get over, because you teaching them the same solution.
Exactly.
A tougher solution when it was really a much simpler one.
Right.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you not to put your hands on me one more time, and if you don't do that,
I'm forced to.
do whatever I gotta do.
Yeah.
But it don't have to. I don't gotta start with, let me raise my blood pressure level and let me get as mad as you is, or let me show you how angry I can get and turn it to an 8. Oh, I'm about to knock it, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Some of us, like black kids, used to be like angry for show. Like, you really not even that mad for real. You just want people to think you that mad. So you gonna knock somebody, you slam the door, you walk out the room.
Nigga over there.
Bro, what flex and staying mad, but you don't even want to be mad no more, brother. You been over that.
Yeah.
You just feel like you gotta do it because we still,
I done did this shit.
bro, you still over there 30 minutes later. Bro, what?
He
Bro, his brain
mad.
like, bro, it don't gotta be like that. But you wanting to show other people that same shit is like,
But we're taught that sometimes, right?
Exactly.
And a lot of the times, right, we look at people in these situations who are violent, who are whatever, repeated offenders, whatever, and we judge them for that. And to a degree, right, they are making these decisions, right? We might understand your emotions, but your behaviors might not be so understandable. But at the same time, right, we can't always judge these people for these actions because these kids have been taught to survive this way, right? These grown men and women have been taught to survive this way.
That's
What we
crazy.
can, blame them for is the factors that they continue to push and the things, the behaviors they continue to push, knowing that some of these things were
Yeah,
bad.
I feel that. Cause I was
You
gonna
know
say
what I
like,
mean?
what would make you know that something is bad for you, but when it's shown you time and time again that this is not a healthy way of going about it.
Bro, you know one thing that pisses me off when the OGs be like, man, why y'all shooting? Shoot the ones like we used to. That's why they shooting dumbass niggas. Like they can't shoot the ones. So y'all
Niggas
gotta
ain't
have a
trying to
better
get beat up
alternative,
no more.
right? That's why I be like,
And it's so much different because when y'all was getting y'all's ass beat, nobody knew about it when you got to school the next
Yeah,
day.
it's all over.
Boy, that was,
Right.
hey, you were
every group chat got that
Bro,
motherfucker.
what? Your bitch got it.
She hit you, Ray. What happened?
You be lucky that's still your bitch. But
You gotta
third
explain
period, nigga.
yourself.
She hit you like,
The grass
this ain't gonna
was
work
wet.
out.
And you go to school with the nigga that beat you up.
Y'all in
Yeah.
class.
Oh, brother.
This the nigga. They be like, he whooped on you, bro.
He did that. Bro, if that was me, brother, I'd be like, now you got here, bro, that would have did
Now you-
everything that you
Now
didn't
you
do.
got niggas playing Sports Center with your ass whooping.
No cap. When you did this, that's when you fucked up, bro.
Oh God.
That's when you fucked up.
They got a whole playback. Now, if I was in the fight,
I would have never did that.
I would have sidestepped him. And yeah, no.
I would have thought that's
crazy.
crazy, bro. Like, nah, bro. So
crazy.
I see what you mean. Like, the old heads can't really say that shit. And that be the thing, too. Old heads be trying to tell us what they would do in a lot of these situations. Like, I'm sorry to say, but voting. I'm adamant in that shit, bro. This voting shit is obscure. Like, nobody, I don't even think this shit is healthy no more. Like, if we need to see real change, and it might have to start with that. I'm sorry. But my family about to be mad. They about to be mad. But nah, they trying to convince us that voting is the way to change shit. Just because that's what your ancestors died for that, right? Okay, I'm not discounting that. But you have to change with the times. So like Kev said, shooting the ones was way more prevalent back then because I could fight you and it'd be done with. You feel me? Not only that, they didn't have no beastie ass switches on the back of the gun. So like niggas, and you couldn't afford that shit back then either. But it was a bunch of other factors into why we would shoot the ones as opposed to dueling it out and shooting each other. Like, nah, we're not doing that back in the 80s, but we in the 2024, you feel me? Like niggas got switches on the back of the gun.
And then we got to go back to pain, bro. People are hurt, so hurt. Imagine, and we're laughing at it, right? You get in a fight and the person gets the best of you. It happens in life. We don't like to admit that. Niggas try to walk around like they everybody undefeated.
That's a
Everybody
fact.
undefeated, right? It happens, right? Somebody get the best of you. You're not able to live it down because it's circulating on social media or whatever it is, right? Because we're in this age of information consumption, right? This consumer age of things, and everything is magnified, and everything that you're doing right now is the worldview that you have. This is it. So all of that on top of your shoulders every single day. Imagine being 16 and this is your life, this corner, this school, and all these people won't let you live down the ass whooping you got back in December. It's fucking July.
Bro, no cap.
And the next year.
It's July.
I'm trying to go be a sophomore. Like I'm trying to go be a sophomore next
I'm
year.
trying to graduate. And they're expected to perform at this level of normalcy when everybody seems to be against them, quote unquote. So what does it leave the kid, option wise, right?
The drugs and
Drugs, guns.
Chemicals.
I gotta protect myself. Everybody keep testing me because they think because dude whooped on me. Now everybody think they can try me.
and
No.
it be coming down to
Yeah.
I gotta go smoke his ass because
I gotta.
Ray,
Yeah.
Day, Sean, and Bob told me they would have smoked him if he did that shit to them.
Okay.
So why I'm gonna be the only one that? So now
You're
nigga out there.
encouraged
Or
by
you
your
just
environment.
that hurt like that.
Yeah.
All that you was talking about is eating you up.
It's-
now you feel like you got to go in this nigga like this. You know what I'm
destroying
saying?
you. So like I do not put it against these kids because yes, I understand why that would be painful and why you would want to take matters to that level. Do you have to? No. Right? You absolutely do not have to. But that kid's got to see the reasons to not do that.
Exactly. Before I tell you, bro, that's what
They got to see it.
And I think this is the reason why fathers, for me, shout out Father's Day, is so important. Like, I mean, a father who is aware enough and like
had enough experience.
good head on the shoulder to be around and tell the kid, or even when some shit happened to a little bro, he can come to his dad and his dad tell him how to really navigate the situation. Like, but a lot of fathers ain't in the home, so you got the feminine energy. Like, I can't even go tell my mom, or I don't want to tell my mom, or if I do, she gonna tell me some bullshit. Like,
Don't cry or don't.
Or
okay.
You ever got into a fight and they talk about you come to my house and you tell you got your ass, so you got to go back outside?
You better go whoop that ass.
Who want to go? Think about it though. Have you? Because I don't know if y'all been on that other side of it. I haven't. Right? But to get beat up
And have to go back home.
and go in the house, and then they tell you to go back outside.
Yeah, that's
to
crazy.
go re-experience that trauma one more time.
yeah, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
That's kind of crazy.
That ain't never happened to me, but
That's
I feel you on that because I never thought
That's
about it.
hard.
Like I always thought,
Yeah.
And see, that's where it's fucked up. I always thought that was some regular shit. It was some shit I would laugh at.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But another thing we talked about on the podcast before, not even I'm not gonna tell my mom, or I might not tell my friends or my brother. I'm not gonna tell nobody. So to the point where it's rare for young black kids to, or shit, our generation and younger, to call the cops. Like we don't be that quick to doing that because of snitch culture and feeling insecure in that. Bro, our niggas was scared to listen to Gunna. To go back to your point, niggas ain't want to listen to Gunna because he snitched. I can't fuck with this. Bro, what? How did that affect your life?
Exactly.
To where you're not listening to him regardless of what he did in the court. If you like it, but you didn't submit to whatever it was, or you wasn't believing in it, you feel me? So you allowed somebody else's feelings about it.
It's that totalitarian viewpoint on things, right? You look, that's a society.
That group thing. Facts.
We don't play R. Kelly no more in the clubs. He on a crazy song with Twister that I really liked.
Listen.
A crazy song.
I'm
And
still bumping.
I don't listen, y'all. I do not like which one? Goddamn it. I don't listen to R. Kelly like that. But we can't deny that he got
What he did.
Good music.
Hold on.
He got bangers. The problem is society says, look at what he did.
And now the
We're
bangers.
gonna demonize that. 6ix9ine, look at what he did.
Look at what he did.
We're gonna push that to the side. Who else like that? P. Diddy,
Drake.
Drake.
They trying to get Drake out of
I
here.
don't care what nobody say though. Drake lost, but I'm still playing.
But
Feel the way.
should it-
You got to, bro. Now that's one of the greatest.
Bruh.
That's one of the greatest albums that we've
Bruh.
heard in our lifetime.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie.
Should it be that way? Like certain things, if a person do a certain thing, shouldn't we have some type of consequence for it? You know what I'm saying? Just to show people like that's not cool. We can't.
Oh,
let it.
I agree
You know
with
what I'm saying?
it, but also that's where art be coming in because I feel like some of that fucked up shit is responsible
For the good art.
bro.
Yeah.
Bro, because
That's
R.
a tough
Kelly,
take.
and it's a tough take. I don't want to go down that road, but I don't want to go down that road.
I hear you though.
But just thinking about Trapped in the Closet, that's crazy to even say that.
it was fire.
He really wrote an entire plot, 33 episodes of a plot.
Yeah.
He made a song to that.
That's
He
crazy.
acted it out. He got actors to act it out. Bro, he brought a midget in there. I was still watching it by the time the midget got in there. Any 90s babies that are familiar with that, you know what that was. So it's like, he had a fucked up mind for sure, but he was putting shit out for
So
sure.
should you separate the artwork from the artist? Cause I remember when
It's hard.
that YNW Melly shit happened, and they were saying he killed his mans, and then people were still bumping his shit. I'm like, how y'all still bumping this nigga? He
Yeah.
killed his mans. But then it made me think like, should you like separate the person from the art? Cause the art is the art. If you enjoy the art,
And
you
you
can
know what's
enjoy
funny
the art.
too? To go on that, the art lives forever. I remember I was just listening to my music. It was like an X song, and then it was like Young Dolph was on and shit like that. But I was like, damn, it's crazy how people been gone for a minute, but you could still have something to, you know what I mean? I can't explain. It's like a
like they was final. but not what they put out. So you can be mad at them, but how long you gonna be mad at them? They dead now.
Right.
You feel me? You still gonna be mad at him at his music playing type.
Right.
So that is kind of crazy. But to go back to your point, and I can't really answer that all the way. But I don't know if you can separate the art and the artist. If you, like in R. Kelly's instance, he did do some fucked up shit, and that led to some of his music being what it was. Like Age Ain't Nothing But a Number.
Yeah.
Aaliyah's album should have never been named that with R. Kelly in the
it
back.
It didn't age well.
That didn't age well.
age well.
I mean, that should have been nasty from the jump. You would think something like that was nasty as soon as they did it. It wasn't nasty, I guess. You feel me? But it's nasty now, so it's like,
Oh, it was nasty.
yeah.
It was,
You know,
it was
they
different
was
times
looking
back
past
then,
it.
bro.
They just overlooked it. Yeah.
Facts.
Y'all remember when Eminem dropped that diss track on Mariah Carey? Like, if a nigga did
No
that shit
cap.
now, nigga, you're getting crucified. Man.
But
On
didn't
Bride.
she drop one back on him though?
But
No, she did do him
music
dirty.
was-
She dropped put him like in a video or some shit.
She put him in a video.
The Obsessed
Obsessed,
video?
yeah. Bro, she was
M's
clowning.
music is crazy though. Like his discography, I was listening to that.
Insane.
But I was like, ooh, I don't want to play this one out loud.
Brother,
I can't play that.
you
But-
have to leave that where it was at.
Yeah, but I think the biggest thing though, right? I don't know if you can truly separate the artist from the artist self, because if you could, right, there would be a lot of things that would still be happening. Obviously, in my opinion, I look at what we do, the media aspect of things. If I'm running around and I'm a full-on gangbanger, like I shoot folks, I rob people. I do the whole 9 yards, and you see me, I just robbed you, and I'm about to go shoot the event
Yeah.
that you going to.
That's crazy.
And I got a page, and you can't really separate. I can't separate myself from the things that I do.
I feel that.
You snap bad. You snap
feel me?
really bad. Yeah, nah, that's a fact.
And like there's like I have a protocol for my social media accounts, like as far as like the photography and even my personal, because one, the work that I do, and two, the message I'm trying to convey
Right.
with the photography and videography.
How can you really stand on that and also stand for this? And that be a lot of artists in the industry, because they always ask them the question, why do you promote gun violence? And then you want to get out here and be injustice, social justice for Meek Mill. Shout out to Meek Mill. But I mean, it's a tough line to walk. You can't get in here and talk about, I'm from Philadelphia, so I get to say it. But then on the same token, be out here talking about prison and justice reform, and it's like, well, the same thing that you advocating for over here is directly opposite what you advocating for over here, because that's leading people to prison and, you feel me, social injustice. So it's like,
That boy Meek. Man.
shout out to Meek though. I hate the hate, but I love the hate. And I'll be hating on Meek. Meek, he leave it out there. You can just find something to hate on with Meek.
It's unfortunate. He got some good music.
He got some good music though. He got some good music.
Streets left me with a heavy heart.
Streets left me with a-
Hey, that was a banger.
I was about to say, he just dropped something AM in Philly or something. That shit was hard.
Yeah.
He tried to do like a timestamp like Drake. That shit was hard. I hate to hate on everybody, but I love to hate.
That's a part of life.
It's a part of life, bro. And you gotta accept it. You gotta be secure in that. For real, because that's the only way you can really cope with the fact that you don't know some shit.
I mean, you look at it this way. There's gonna be some things that you just don't understand, right? And you're gonna either A, try to understand it, and B, if you don't understand it, then you're gonna classify that as weird, bizarre, abnormal, and you're gonna judge it for what it is. Oh, I don't know what the fuck that is. That's some shit I don't get into. And that's it. Like you're not gonna.
No,
look
I think
past
that's
that.
like the cause for most things. Like if you fear something, it's probably because you just don't understand it. So if you seek to understand the thing, I feel like that makes it easier to overcome the fear, because you actually know what it is. You know why it operates that way. Even like the whole gender shit that's going on, like. It's just because we don't understand each other's perspective. We don't understand why women is that way, or women don't understand why men is that way. But if you seek to understand, you can like see like, oh, okay, so that's why you think, so that's why you act like that. You know,
I feel a victim to that, bro. What I be hating, and I hate hating on women though. But I be doing it so much because I be trying to speak for the good in men. So like to go back to that connection thing, or I think you said it way earlier in the pod, where it's like you will speak down on something and you will be dismissing everything that you might have had a connection to it before. So like it was this thing going around with would a woman choose to be in a forest by herself with a bear or a man? And I was a little mad about it because it's like they choosing the bear. They choosing the bear, they shitting on men. Granted, I know why y'all doing it because y'all trying to emphasize how unsafe y'all feel around men. But on that same token, Kev brought up the greatest point that I feel. When you say that, you do discount all the times that a man has showed up for you in the past. So it's like you kind of make it seem like you never had your dad be there for you, or now some of them haven't. You feel me? Granted, but to discount that completely because of 1 out of every 10 men or 2 out of every 10, like this is what's fucked up about it. Women would say, "Oh, 7 out of 10 men gonna sexually assault you." That's what women would say because it's a high percentage of women that have been sexually assaulted. The stats are there. You feel me? So it's like, I don't know how many out of 10, but the numbers are probably a little bit, you feel me, up there, probably 5, 6 out of every 10 women.
It's high. I won't say like it's the majority of women that are sexually
I won't say that
assaulted
either.
or abused, because I was just looking at some stats regarding that. The majority of women are, and listen, relax, everybody. The majority are not sexually assaulted. Large amount is. Now the stats may have changed from the
I
study
agree
that
with
I was
that.
looking at. I don't know, but from the last thing that I looked at, the majority don't. But there's a lot that I want to say to that point, though. Right?
The only thing I was gonna add to it is the disconnect is the percentage of men that have done some sexually assaulting or predatory shit ain't as high as the percentage of women that have been assaulted.
Right.
So they using this number to speak for this number.
And when you think about it, it's probably the same nigga doing it to different women. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, he got 30 body.
Nah, dog.
Nah, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
No,
Not
you good,
bodies.
though. We get it. We know where you're coming
Attempts.
from.
Yeah.
That's
Attempts.
crazy.
And
Don't laugh at that.
It's
bro.
messed up.
We might have to get that out of there. Is it live?
Nah, they like.
Bro.
But the thing is, though, on the real, in my opinion, right, this is why I have a problem with stats and research, because I've been in statistics, you know, in research courses at the grad level, and it's nothing what you think it is, right? Everybody think it's like Google. You get on there and you look for something and you find it. I don't care what you're looking for, you're going to find it.
You're going to find
if
numbers.
it's true or not true. But statistics and real research ain't going to give you what you're looking for. It's going to give you what is. And those numbers might reflect your values and they may not. But either way, it's not going to be dependent on you. It's going to be the portion of the sample size, right, that you choose from the population, because you'll never have the right numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you're going to look up whatever number support your claim.
Yeah,
And you're always going to find that number.
Right. And then, like, kind of shifting gears a little bit to this conversation, because I had this conversation earlier today, actually, and also with my male clients a lot. Men carry the guilt of the things that men do, right? So if a man is out here running around sexually assaulting folks, killing folks, doing all this stuff, domestic violence, that falls on all of us.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's real.
It does, because her worldview has been changed, and that's the way that she views men sometimes. Not, and it doesn't say all the time, but like that's how PTSD works. You know what I mean?
Bro, and not to add on to that, that's where I see that the men versus women thing is the discussion and the connection is more prevalent than ever, because now you're starting to see a lot of stuff that's, to go back to Kev's point, a lot of shit be outdated. So your dad or your granddad might tell you the way to go get a woman is ask her on a date and take her to get some ice cream. That stopped working a while ago. Nowadays the ice cream costs $50 and she want her nails done with it. You feel me? So it's like it's a difference in the way you got to court women. But on top of that, to speak to your point, men carrying the burden of other men. Me, somebody that's not gonna go harass a woman or sexually assault a woman or be predatory at all. I'm thinking about the fact that a lot of women is approached like that. So now the chances of me approaching you might be a little bit less than they were before I was carrying the burden of what all these nasty niggas was doing.
And that comes from respect though, from your
It
side.
do, though.
That
It
come
do
from your-
come from respect.
And like I love this discussion because, man, like again, our problems be so complex, but the answers be so simple sometimes, right?
That's a
for
bar.
men, for us, this is my opinion on this because I dealt with that issue in the past. Why am I viewed as such a terrible person? Why do women think I'm bad? Right?
Mhm.
That was my thought. Like, why do women just think I'm this terrible person? But the reality is, there's been some terrible shit that's happened. That's the reality. Some bad shit has happened, you know, and we're at this point in life where I can't even deny your experience. I can't deny that these bad things happened to you, right? And I'm not gonna take up for the bad things for the people
Yeah.
who did the bad things.
Facts.
So if I'm left with, okay, I can't fight you on your experience, I can't defend this person, and I can't really operate on either side, what am I left to do?
Just be me.
To be myself,
Yeah.
exactly, and that's to lead by example.
Yeah, facts.
We turn the noise off. I know. I'm not out here running up on folks in the middle of the night.
Bro, yeah.
I'm not. Right? All I can do, though, I can't even tell a girl that. All I can do is not be that.
Yeah.
Right, facts.
And just lead by example. Be a simple man. Hey, how you doing? I don't like you. Great.
Yep.
You know, have a
Oh,
good
God.
day. You know what I mean? Keep it moving. Like, bro,
Simple.
Bro.
I ain't got to say, oh, you one of them entire. No.
That's what we call being secure in your bag, bro.
Yeah.
Like people got preconceived notions and experiences they went through. So when they see you or how you dress or how you might do something, they gonna put that ideology on you. But it's
Absolutely.
on you just to operate in yourself and just
But
do what
that might
you
be
do
the test.
regardless.
They be like, oh damn, that nigga he ain't really care like that. All right, bet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bro, but I hate to say it. I be hating. though.
It's all right.
But when women do it, like I was saying, because it triggered me when I seen that. This might be telling on myself, but I don't care. When I seen a girl post that, oh, I only want a nigga that got less than 100 followers and less than 20 likes and less than 5 posts. I seen that, right? And that's exaggerated numbers. But my Instagram might fall under the I might qualify. Like, I ain't getting the craziest amount of likes. I don't post that often.
Yeah.
I don't got crazy amount of followers. So I might fall under that parameter, but you don't know me.
Yeah.
You might think that mean I don't cheat. I might cheat. And I'm not saying I cheat, but I'm saying you're so wrong about what you think that means that I'm mad that you're wrong about it. Because it could mean the exact opposite, and so now you're just going to associate high followers and low followers with the same thing.
Yeah.
You feel me? Instead of just, I'm going to take you as who you are, whether you got a high amount of followers or a low amount of followers. You post a lot or you don't post a lot. You feel me? Like,
That's the reality of shit, though, bro. Like,
Facts.
people got their ideas and imagination of how things are supposed to be. Everybody's got their idea of who you are
facts.
until they understand the reality of who you are.
Facts.
And then from that point, it's up to them to evaluate, okay, am I comfortable with the reality of my situation? Or do I want to continue to live in a delusion of my ideas about this
Exactly, bro. It's like
circumstance?
once
know
you
what I mean?
understand that that's how other people work, and like, you know that they have preconceived judgments and stuff. You also know that's how you work. So now when you meet somebody, you might have like a certain like concept of who they are, but you know it's not necessarily true. So that gives you the open mind to kind of experience that person and see what they really are like.
And shit, let's be real. Who wearing their trauma?
Nope. We're all actors.
Yeah.
We all
You
actors.
ain't gonna never go to a girl. Yeah, boy. Like, I ain't gonna never. This is something that happened to me, right? I was homeless at a point in my life, right? I ain't gonna never go to a girl
And
like,
lead with it.
yeah, I used to eat motherfucking sandwiches with the Lay's on it and hot
What?
sauce. That's
I
it.
used to boil the
Smash
water.
it.
I
Yes.
used to boil the water to go take a shower with the boiled water.
I fell out the steps with the pot.
With the pot, gotta go heat them with some more water. I'm
Burn
burnt
myself,
up.
still got back up.
Bro, but you will have that conversation when it come out. oh, you been through something like that too. Now we
Right.
can laugh about it, but you never leading with that.
And
Fact.
the thing is this, it's there. And guess what? Newsflash, we're all human beings.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something wrong with you, and that's okay. You have a problem. Everybody has stress and issues. So when I look at guys, girls, and people in general, when I'm talking as far as like my clients and whatnot, there is no nervousness or tiptoe. No, I know you got some shit that you ain't dealt with.
Yeah.
As do I. Now, we can sit here and small talk and bullshit, or we can be real and get to the point. Now, if you're in my office, what kind of drugs you
We
like?
gotta get.
When's the last
Fact,
time you
though.
used drugs? Real talk. And they'd be like, the other day. Yeah, okay. You thought
Before
I was gonna be mad?
before I walked in here, me and the drug.
That's cool. It's like, because everybody's got this notion, and that's just a personal preference for me. I'll never be one to judge a person based off of some of the vices that they have. Now, if you come up talking about I'm homicidal, I like killing black dudes with short hair and blue shorts on, I might be like, I'm like, okay, all right, you know, I'm gonna step this way. But like,
Grab my stick real quick.
yeah, that's a little too much. But like, if a person got a issue that they deal with, which everybody does, I don't care how bad she is, right? Her feet probably stink, right? I'm just saying,
Breath
like
stink, roommate
everybody's got a problem, but we've got to be okay with realizing that we all have issues.
I think that's a perfect way to end it, bro. You dropped so many gems on here, bro. I do want that to be noted, but to go back to something we talked about earlier, I was asking you like, when somebody is not secure in their bag, so they don't want to ask for help because they feel weak, or they don't want to admit that they don't know something. I think, because I was asking you like, what is the cure to that, to somebody getting out of that? I think what you just said, like really establishing in somebody's mind that everybody has a problem. It's not just you. So they might know that whoever you're looking at, they might know what you don't know, but it's also something that you know that they don't.
Bro, it's just like it's accepting life and reality,
okay
bro.
with it.
Yeah, like
But people don't be aware of what that reality is. So now they looking at somebody and glorifying them as if they shit don't stink.
Yeah,
and
facts.
it's like, because I spoke about it with women, bro. You gotta get to that point as a man where you look at that woman and like, nah, her shit stank too. I'm not looking at her like she's a dime and that I can't approach her because she gonna shit on me or she gonna reject me, or if she do, she do. But at the end of the day, her shit still stank. So I can't look at her as if it don't, because
Right.
that's where them insecurities come over, and that's how you don't become secure in your bag.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest way to become secure in your bag, is realizing everybody got a flaw.
Accept it, bro. Vulnerability is strength, bro. It is. A lot of people see it as a weakness, but you being vulnerable just means that, hey, there's a wound that you have to tend to. If you tend to that wound, not only will you be healthier, but you may come out of that stronger, right? And the pain of staying the same, right? The pain of staying the same.
And I take it back to the initial point that we talked about on here, which was Kev saying, is testosterone, you feel me, an indication of, or the lack of it, is it an indication of something? And that's like, somebody with high testosterone might go punch a hole in the wall. That don't mean that they dealing with it in the strongest way that you can deal with it. I just heard something on the show, bro. They said, he said, inactivity is not an indication of weakness. So basically, if I don't do something about somebody, if somebody put their hands on me and I don't do it back, that's not an indication of me being weak. You might see it as that, but me having the strength to restrain myself,
Self-control, baby.
Yeah.
that's more strong than you was even able to fathom.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Shout out Coach King.
Shout out to Coach
'Cause
King.
he used to say that weak-mindedness. If you weak enough to let these folks make you foul out,
They controlling you.
they control
You're
you.
weak, and you trying to show them big bad man. Nah, that's weakness to them, because in the grand scheme of things, we want you to exhibit that behavior and get the fuck off the court.
Exactly, because we
You-
don't want you on the court.
We don't want you out here.
That's
You're
why
too
we doing this.
You don't even realize what I see. I see all the strength in you. I want you to display your weakness.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
So just staying on top of yourself, realizing that hey, vulnerability is normal, right? Realizing I can't always carry the shield and sword all the time. I gotta put it down and eat and sleep.
And
Tend
sleep.
to yourself.
And recharge.
That's a man realizing that you tired, realizing that you need help.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Be a
like,
man,
being
goddamn
scared
it.
to admit the weakness that's the weakness.
Yeah, fact.
Because if because some people will create the shield, like, all right, but they don't understand that's why you didn't grow, because this whole time you could have just got the answer right. Like we said, it was so simple. Instead, now you done dragged it out. Now you done took 20
Bro,
years
it's
to learn some
like-
shit you could have learned from bro right there.
Instead of like toughening your skin and making yourself stronger, you put a shield in front of it.
Yeah,
so
you
now,
put a Band-Aid on it and
Yeah.
didn't allow yourself, because really what you're doing, all life is building a callus.
yeah,
It's building a
facts, bro.
You feel me?
That's why you gotta take them
You said
L's. You gotta
toughening
get
your
hurt.
skin,
Yeah,
yeah.
bro. That's gonna
Yeah.
toughen your skin.
It's toughening the skin.
Now you don't need this
shit.
shell. Now you take your hits
What?
right back at it.
That's why I be saying, bro, the loss is
It's
more
the
important to the
vibranium
win,
too.
bro.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Cause
Bro,
really, that's a real power to turn something that's hurting you into something that no longer hurts you. Like it
That's
seemed like something that
strength.
could only come from a
Facts,
movie,
That's strange.
but that's real life. You can do that.
Okay. I be feeling like nothing can stop me, bro. Like I can bounce back from anything, bro. I can lose it all and bounce back. That's how I be
Bounce
feeling.
right back.
But it's because I didn't took the L's, got hurt,
Yeah.
and did it. Like I didn't see myself do it. So now it's
Lost
like I
it.
know I can.
And then you realize that you can't never really lose it all, because I got some shit I can't lose.
Facts.
yeah.
So whatever I did lose, I didn't need that no more. You
Okay.
feel me? Like, or I'm gonna get it right back.
And that's how you compete. That's how you get what you
Mm-hmm.
want. When you really step into that and realize, yo, this pain is temporary.
Yeah, it's just
This
pain.
situation is temporary. Oh, what? I
Bro.
can bounce back.
Do you offer like consultations?
So we're gonna get there.
Okay,
We gonna get
I
there.
can't wait till you doing it, bro. Cause I think after people see this, you showed a lot of like your mentality and like, cause you give off real content. Like you securing yourself, you securing your bag, and in order to get to that point, it's a lot of the gems that you dropped on this podcast. So it's like, I'm sure people gonna be looking for just conversation with you. You feel me? And that's a skill of yours,
That's
bro.
actually very valuable. Like a conversation with you can change somebody's life. That's worth a lot of money, bro.
Yeah.
That's worth more than money.
Yeah, yeah, real talk, but it take two to tango.
Yeah.
So I really do, honestly, I appreciate everybody I come into contact with, because I don't know everything, and I never will. And like I tell my clients, you're the expert in your life. I just know a couple things about organization and
Yeah.
mind and psychology. You know you,
Fact.
and y'all know y'all. I know me, and that's how we help each other.
Can lead a nigga to water, but can't make that nigga swim.
Hell no, he going to.
Where can they find you again? Mizell Enterprises.
Got you. So Mizell Enterprise, M-I-Z-Z. Yeah, M-I-Z-Z-E-L. My fault. Scratch that, right? We're going to cut that up. M-I-Z-Z-E-L _ Enterprise _ Mizell Enterprise. Follow that account. I got another account, K-Centric, but we ain't going to worry about that one just yet. I got some stuff coming for that. I told you about the stuff that I was doing. We're going to get that together. But I do appreciate y'all. And yeah, y'all going to see me around.
We appreciate you, bro. And shout out to it just being men's mental health, and just this whole episode, bro. Was, if you just sit through, we gotta drop this like a clip from it.
Yeah.
Just because like this is a discussion, like
People need.
it's a therapy session.
People
yeah.
need it, bro. Men need it, bro. We need
We
that
be
shit.
needing it.
Yeah.
We
You feel
need
me?
that shit, bro, because niggas be in pain. I be in pain. I'm pretty sure y'all be in pain sometimes, bro.
You
And
said
it's
a lot of,
okay.
and that's what also this discussion served the purpose of. I was cool, whatever y'all taught me from, because I learned from every one of y'all in this conversation. But it's like whatever I didn't know, I'm talking to the person that can teach me it. So I'm cool where I'm. You feel me? So it's like, I feel like just making that more common amongst black men and amongst men, period, is something that a lot of men need to see. You feel me? So we
Yeah,
leading
bro.
by example, like you said.
Yeah, and I
This
love
was a
y'all,
great
bro.
episode.
I love my supporters. I love the people who real
It's
talk.
always love.
We don't say that enough, right?
Love.
Love. Appreciate y'all for actually tuning into the podcast. And this is the folks out there, right? Supporting the photography and the businesses and what you do, bro. Like,
We love you too, bro. And just being the model that you is, bro, like that's bro, you embody securing the bag. You securing your bag,
Facts.
you
Hey,
leading
now.
by example,
Hey, now.
you showing somebody something that they might not have known was cool, but seeing you do it, dang, I got that in me too. You feel me? So it's just that's all securing the bag is, bro. And that's what the network is about too. So shout out to that.
It's okay to be you.
It's all
that's-
right to be you,
Yeah,
goddamn
bro.
it. Who else you gonna be?
No
Hey,
cap.
you gonna get there eventually.
Yeah, man.
And
Shout
rock
out.
bottom gotta take you there, but you don't gotta hit rock bottom to make a change.